Hey guys, what's up? This is Koganinja, and we got another video for you. Before we start, make sure you check out www.koganinjadicecontrol.com. If you want to come out and do one of my group seminars, all the information will be down in the video description. You can also find that on the website. Also, check out the products that I've got for sale. I've got some amazing products. I've got the Koganinjas Kick-Ass Dice Control video course, and I've got the Evolution Throw as well. That's a badass off-axis throwing course, A to Z master level course, and the Trinity Method by Travis Mcgee. All of this information can be found down in the video descriptions and on the website. And without further ado, let's get into it with another video with Travis Mcgee. Take it away, Travis.
Hello, fellow craps players. Today we're going to learn to take a little bit more advantage to bring the house edge over onto the craps player side, and that is through the do's and don'ts for an advantage craps player's perspective. To do that, every little bit helps to gain a little bit of edge for the craps players. And so we'll go through a list of items. These may seem small in perspective, but every little bit helps to gain an advantage in the casino house. For instance, number one, do not play fatigued or on a travel day. I know the adrenaline is flowing as soon as you fly into a casino city or drive into a casino city if you don't live into one, and the adrenaline is high, but rest. As soon as you get to that casino, check into the hotel, first thing you should do is rest. Don't run straight to the tables. It usually doesn't work out. So do not play fatigued or on a travel day. Drink plenty of water. Dehydration is actually about your brain, not your mouth. Even though your mouth is dry, your brain needs a steady supply of glucose. When your brain is bathed in overly concentrated sugar water, it will summon fluid from any source to dilute the uncomfortable fluid surrounding each cell. Your brain gets this fluid from other cells, which leads to dehydration. You may have the urge to drink a lot of amounts of fluid as your body tries to overcome this lack of water. So, whenever you go into a casino, make sure you drink lots of water. This is energy for the brain, just not only your body. Especially if you're playing in Las Vegas, which is a desert. So, energy for your brain is water. For you soda pop junkies, you are fooling yourself if you think that drinking soda will hydrate you. It never will. Best to drink pure filtrated water. Do not drink the tap water in Las Vegas. It is some of the worst in the world. On the other hand, if you're playing in Lake Tahoe, the water at Lake Tahoe actually is more pure than the bottled water you get in the store or the filtered water that you can buy in the store. So anyway, that's two extremes in the state of Nevada. Lake Tahoe, more pure, better pure water in the lake, but the tap water that we get from the mountains in southern Nevada, down in Las Vegas, some of the worst in the world from the minerals in the mountains. But keep hydrated. It's energy for the brain. Number two, if you want to make money, have that extra additional edge at the table, do not play inebriated. Stay sober at the game so you can concentrate on your bets, your investments on the table if you want to make money. If you're just playing for the entertainment value, go ahead and drink up then. But if you're trying to get a good return on your investment, drink after the game, not during the game. Number three, an advantage player's dues is Do play for the business. Do not play for the social aspect of the game. Personally, I play by myself 95% of the time. Treat your craps table time as a business. This is not golf. If you want a social game, go out and play golf. Unless you're Tiger Woods. And Tiger prefers to be quiet. You know, play craps like Tiger does. You know, treat the game of craps like Tiger does. He goes to the golf course, and he likes everybody to be quiet while he's playing craps. Try to approach the game of craps like Tiger does. He focuses, concentrates, and you'll come away a winner like Tiger Woods does. Number 4, for an advantage craps player, try to remain positive with positive energy. If you have a bunch of negative players around the table, you're going to have negative results. If you're negative at the table, you're going to have negative results. Remain positive, approach the game with positive energy. Number 5, do not smoke at the table. If you have to smoke, step away from the table. Go to sit down with an ashtray at a slot machine, step outside to get some fresh air and smoke outside. Dealers hate smoke. Happy dealers help make longer rolls. Other players don't like smoke. You just never know. So to avoid any kind of possibility, just do not try to blow smoke in other people's faces, especially cigar smoke. For some reason, casinos and cigar smoke go together. It's just one of those things. But if you'll notice at a table, and if you're doing any kind of charting, and we have charted over 400,000 rolls, and we've noticed because we put down the minute details, and one is cigar smoke. Cigar smoke at the same table decreases the rolls by a full point. In other words, the 7 will show up more often on a table with a cigar on it than a table without a cigar. If you don't believe me, chart it yourself, just watch. More often than not, when there's a cigar on one table compared to the tables around it, the 7 will show up more with the cigar. An advantage player, do's and don't. Number 6, don't. Do not play with more than 3 or 4 known players at a time, even on a reserve table. And this goes back to the social aspect of it. It just doesn't work. If you get like 8 players going to a table, it's a recipe for disaster. We've tried it before. We've seen it before. You have these schools that get together and have 8 to 12 other school players go and say, okay, we're going to attack a casino and we're going to go all to a table. And it ends up having the worst results 9 out of 10 times. It just doesn't work. The best is to play with 1 or 2 players at a time at a table, 3 or 4 at the most if you're having to play in groups. But just don't do it, because the recipe creates a social aspect, and you want to stay away from that. And you start, when you have other players you're playing with, you start depending on those other players. And it just doesn't work. We've seen it, we've tested it, and more often than not, you're better off with 1 or 2 players at the most, 3 or 4 maximum. Just stay away from groups of players in a craps world. It's one of the best social aspects of groups of craps players. Hey, let's get a group together. Let's go road trip, craps casino. It doesn't work more often than not. So stay away from it. Try to be the lone wolf, maybe one or two at the most, and you'll be a better advantage craps player. Your return on investment will be better in smaller groups at the craps table. Number 7, an advantage player's do's and don'ts. Do not play all day. Get in, get out, and take your money. The longer you play, the more comps you get. But that is a casino rule. That's a casino. The casinos want you to play longer. They'll give you more comps if you play longer, but that's a trick of the casino. And because they know the longer you play, they'll get their money back. So don't. Get in, get your money, and then get out. And more often than not, you'll have a higher return on your investment if you just get in and get out. Do's and don'ts for advantage craps players. Number 8, reserve tables. Be cautious. In our analysis, reserve tables are 90% losers. By our calculations and our experience, avoid reserve tables. Unless somebody is going to front your buy-in and take care of you, stay away from reserve tables. The casinos know that you are coming. And more often than not, reserve tables are a recipe for disaster. So, even though they sound great, they sound like everything is set up in your favor, but they're usually not. And so it's funny, more often than not, you'll have a reserve table and the table next to you with a bunch of random rollers is winning more than you are at your reserve table. So it usually doesn't work out. Again, it just has too many ingredients that are not best for an advantage player. So again, be cautious of reserve table setups. Don't go hog wild into them. Advantage player rule number 9. Be respectful of the dealers. Kill them with kindness. You'll get respect. Respect is a two-way street. Give them respect and you'll get respect back. And this adds to an increase in you gaining edge back at the casino. This helps your return on investment. Advantage player do or don't. Number 10, your buy-in. It's better to buy in between 2,000 and 5,000 or more. The reason being is, otherwise, if you buy in with less, you're just considered a gnat to the casino or a ghost. Certain times you want to be a ghost or a gnat or what I call a G player. The casinos will call you a G player, a ghost or a gnat, is what their terms is. But understand your mission and your goals at the craps table before you enter the casino. Do you want to be a ghost or a gnat that day? Or do you want to be considered or respected a little bit more? If you do want to be a little bit more respect, buy in between 2,000 and 5,000 or more. Otherwise, you're just a ghost or a gnat to the casino, and you're not going to get the respect that other players are going to get. So understand how you're perceived by the casino players or dealers in suits. Number 11 of the do's and don'ts of advantage players. Curse words. 4-letter words. Even though a casino is an adult playground, and a lot of words and terms used around the craps tables are not politically correct for today's environment, yet they are still often used in the casinos, which is really just an adult playground, and almost anything goes, except those 4-letter words and the F-bombs. That will get you thrown out of a casino or get you in trouble more often than not. It's just one of those rules that the casino stands firm on. For instance, I'm at the Rio not too long ago in Las Vegas, and this customer is just having a great roll, actually back to back. He had one good roll, and then the dice came to him again, and he's having another good roll. And the pit lady is her patience is running thin, because every time he hits a point, he's dropping F-bombs. He's going, fuck yeah, every time he hits that point. And then he'll hit a hard way, and he's going, fucking A, after every hard way he throws. And the box lady warns him that after 2 times, she says he needs to stop cursing, or else she's going to take the dice and pass them on to the next player. Sure enough, he hits a hard way, and she says, pass the dice to the next player. Well, he gets upset, the whole table gets upset, and the shooter really gets upset and starts cursing at this time. So she calls security. Security comes to the table, escorts him to the cage, so he colors up, and then security starts escorting him out to the door of the casino, and he goes, wait a minute, I'm staying here. And then I see security escorting him back to the elevators, and after that, I don't know what happened, but anyway, after that, the table was all upset, and it was all because he was dropping F-bombs. So that ruined a perfectly good table. Everybody's investment was messed up just because of curse words and F-bombs. So don't give the casino any reason to ruin or spoil your return on investment on the table. That's definitely an advantage player don't, in that respect. Number 12, something to watch out. Once you start making money on the table and in the casino, you don't want to have that profit taken away by hustlers or hookers in the casinos. So watch your investment, and that is the chips in your rail. For instance, most pretend this is your rack or your rail, the 2 chip rails. Most people separate their color of chips. They'll have their black chips or their green chips, or each denomination separated red chips like this. You do not want to place your chips like this, because it will make it easy for someone to come in behind you and skim away chips real easy by using the distractions of the game. For instance, when the table, if you have bought in and you're playing at stick right 2, say this is stick right 1, stick right 2, and stick right 3. If you're at stick right 2, and say the person at stick right 1 is tossing the dice this way, everyone at the table is looking this way, and you're at stick right 2, and your chips are like this. When the dice are tossed this way, everybody is looking towards the dice, going down the table this way. A good-looking girl or hustler will come in at stick right 3, and while everybody is using the distraction of the dice going this way, she'll come in and skim a black chip, or maybe if you just have green chips over there, she'll skim a chip like this maybe every other roll, and you won't notice it. She'll be taking chips off your chip rail up in your chip rack like that. So the way to prevent that, or have a countermeasure to that, is to put bookends or $1 chips around the outside of your chips, so that you can easily look down and see that those bookends are around your chips. however you place your chips in your rack. And that way, if she removes that chip, or it makes it harder for her to go in and take out those black chips because she just can't skim it. She has to skim past that bookend chip. So that's kind of your locked door on the outside. She has to get past that door to get to your chips. Anyway, that's an easier, a better way to protect your chips instead of just leaving them totally exposed like this in your rail. And so be on the lookout for your profit so that it isn't skimmed by the person that's right next to you. If there are a lot of hustlers, especially, they're everywhere. Las Vegas, New Orleans, Lake Charles, no city is exempt from the ladies of the night or any kind of hustler that will try to take some of your profit out of your chip rail. So guard that with some kind of countermeasure and protect that. You can even put your hand there, but that's not always easy. So one way that I recommend is putting $1 chips all the way around so that there's some kind of protection. You can look down easily to see if you're being skimmed by someone next to you instead of leaving them totally exposed for skimming. Anyway, those are just some do's and don'ts for advantage players. They may seem like common sense, but they need to become second nature for you at the table, and they will help you earn that little extra return on your investment. I want to thank Koganinja for allowing us to use his crap studio. And once again, advantage players, I wish you good luck at the tables.
All right, guys, there you have it. For more information, check out www.koganinjadicecontrol.com. Check out all the badass products I have for sale on my website. Also, if you want to do a live training or come out to one of the seminars I've got going on, hit me up at koganinja777@yahoo.com. All the information will be down in the video description, so check it out and hit me up. All right, guys, take it easy, and we'll see you soon. Later.